And lightning strike. Bam. It's your turn for an introduction, sir.
My turn for an introduction.
Don't get camera shy now.
Listen, welcome everyone.
Where's the spiel?
Welcome everyone to RUM-Gaming's Live's weekly podcast stream. Two veterans, two brothers, two views. We'll probably spend the first, 5 or 10 minutes troubleshooting audio issues, but that's just how it goes.
Nah.
Episode 11? Is it still 11 or is it 12 now?
It's 11. It was 10 last week.
It is 11. It was 10 last week. All right, awesome. Ben, welcome in. Welcome in. How are we doing today?
Me or Ben?
Anybody. Let me know. Talk to me.
Man, it's another day at work. Working tickets and solving mysteries.
Yeah. I felt like I got my, first, actual taste of my job today.
Not just doing the busy work.
Yeah, essentially. That's kind of what it has been for the past, week so far. So, they put me on a project. It's a pretty big one, and within that project, there's sub-projects. And so, there's 3 sub-projects that we've been working on, and it's all just going through every single, every single client and cleaning up all of the data in our database. Making sure it's formatted properly, making sure addresses are right, everything like that.
Yeah.
Well, we just got 3 more sub-projects added onto this one. And this one, we're prepping the data to get imported into our database. So most of my day is going through this long list of, clients and cross-referencing their tax ID numbers with their tax records, making sure the addresses are right, if they're at all, inputting this into a spreadsheet. A lot of data entry, a lot of data research. So I'm staring at county clerk office websites all day long, pulling my hair out because you know how it is. I mean, government county websites aren't necessarily the best and more well-designed websites on the planet.
It's funny because it reminds me of a Dilbert comic strip where it's we gotta prep the data before we can use the data, before we can put the data in the data holding place. And
well, my thing is what I don't understand is why am I doing all of this data editing on a spreadsheet to then upload to the database? Why can't I just take the data off the spreadsheet, input it into the database correctly, and then be done with it? Because the way I see it is the way I feel like what's going to happen is we're going to go through this spreadsheet, right? We're going to format all the data the way that it's supposed to be for the import. And then we do the import into the database. Then we're going to have to go and clean all that up again, just in case, if the import, doesn't get everything perfect. And it's
so if
we were to just input it directly to the database, it could be every single one of them could be right the first time.
Well, if you're going to do a cleanup afterwards anyway, you might as well just skip the pre-step.
Right.
And just put it in there and then do the cleanup.
Right. But that's the thing. I don't know if we're going to do a cleanup afterwards or not. Yeah. So we'll find out.
Well, then I guess if your input is the cleanup, then it would make sense to do a pre-work.
Well, right, Ben. But my thing is all of the data that I need that needs to go into the database is on the spreadsheet. If it's not, I have to find it and put it on the spreadsheet. But it's if I'm finding it and putting it on the spreadsheet, why don't I just find it and put it in the database?
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. They tell me what to do, I do it. They pay me well to do that. So
as long as you're getting paid by the hour, who cares?
That's right. That's right.
Now, if you're a commission, be look, I ain't trying to be here all week, all right?
Yeah. Yeah, job security for sure. It keeps me busy because if there's nothing to do, then they send you home. So it's like, well, if I'm
Meh.
busy, then I'm working.
It's kind of like where me and Ben work. Sometimes I wonder if they let these shitty techs run about on purpose for job security.
Yeah,
Keep saying, hey, if we just trained a better tech, we wouldn't need more techs.
yeah.
But instead, we just keep putting logs on the fire
It'd be like that sometimes.
or twigs on the fire in some cases. But yeah,
But anyway, uh, the
so
topic for today.
we have a single topic.
Well, it is a broad topic, but I have a couple of subtopics within it. But the broad topic is going to be top tens. Top
Top
tens.
10 what?
I'm getting to that. Don't jump ahead of me now. All right. So I found a website called thetop10s.com, and it's basically just lists, top 10 lists of whatever you could possibly think of. Like I'm looking at one right now, top 10 best extended auto warranty companies, top 10 best car rental company, like just stuff like that, right? And
All
so
right.
what I thought would be fun. Hey, Gert, thank you very much for the
Hey.
15-month resub.
I can't even think of 10 car rental companies.
Yeah, but so I picked out a couple of different lists that I think would be interesting to talk about. I'm going to show what the website says, and I think we can discuss. I'd like to discuss what our personals would be in relation to the list.
Well, hopefully we can think of 10 things.
Well, I didn't pick anything crazy. If you can't think of 10 things of the topics that I picked, you need to crawl out of the rock you're living under.
But I like my rock.
all right, Patrick. Okay, so the first list we'll go with is top 10 best movies of all time.
Howard the
Okay.
Duck, number one.
So the website, I will tell you the website's top 10. And this is all based off of, people that go on this website and
Oh,
vote on these
God.
movies.
See,
So it's like a big, like, poll, essentially.
those are always hard for me to agree with because we say like top 10 movies of all time. Well, then, people are putting things like Casablanca and things like that on there. And I'm like,
Well, that's
yeah,
what'll make this interesting.
yeah. I don't know, say, as far as movies go, I feel like it's better to be like top 10 movies of like the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, like instead of all time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, fair, but this will be fun. Because I think best movies of all time. That's a challenging list, and going by what I've read of this list so far, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with it. But anyway, so this website, number one, or do we gonna go from 1 to 10 or from 10 to 1?
10 to 1.
10 to 1. Okay, so number 10, Avengers: Infinity War.
That's already on the top 10 of movies of
Yeah,
all time.
yeah.
All right.
Number 9 is Star Wars: A New Hope.
Yeah.
Number 8, Back to the Future.
I mean, yeah.
Number 7, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
All right.
Number 6, Pulp Fiction. Number 5, Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back.
All right.
Number 4, Shawshank Redemption.
Okay, this can't be of all time.
Number 3, The Godfather.
Yeah.
Number 2, The Dark Knight. And number 1, drum roll, Forrest Gump.
Hmm. Yeah, that's got to be like 90s and up or something like, or, well, no, because
Well,
Star Wars is older, so.
yeah. So, I mean, you have to take the list for what it says that it is, right? It says best movies. It doesn't necessarily say favorite movies, just best movies. And Ben, who wants an unpopular opinion? Who wants an unpopular millennial opinion? What? I don't understand what you're trying to
What?
say there, Ben. And we could probably narrow it down to sci-fi movies. That sounds like a good idea. Let's see. More movie list. Top 10 Where's the best sci-fi movies?
You said, who wants a millennial opinion? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that list seem more like if somebody my age was to pick top 10 movies. Not
Okay. So the list of best science fiction movies. This will be a little bit more digestible here. Braveheart or Pearl Harbor. Yeah, I mean those are great movies. I love them both so much.
Gladiator.
Okay, so we'll jump over to just sci-fi specific. So sci-fi specific, the website shows at number 10, Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Number 9, Aliens.
Yeah.
Number 8, Jurassic Park.
Mm.
Number 7, Back to the Future. Number 6, The Matrix. Yeah, he was asking if the list we were going through was sci-fi movies, but he in asking a question, he gives a good idea. So, number 6, The Matrix. Number 5, Alien. So it's Aliens and Alien on the list.
Right. So part 2, then part 1, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Number 4, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. I mean, out of all the Terminator movies, it's probably the best one. At least in my opinion. Number 3, A New Hope. Number 2, 2001, A Space Odyssey. And number 1, Empire Strikes Back.
I kind of feel like you shouldn't have multiples of the same series in your top 10 list.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so what would be your top 10 best science fiction sci-fi movies?
Well, one of my all-time favorites is Event Horizon. And that's like a sci-fi horror mix. Man.
Fifth Element. Ooh, good.
Yeah. That's definitely like top 2 right there.
Really? Top 2?
Yeah. Like Event Horizon and Fifth Element. Like if I want a horror sci-fi, Event Horizon. If I just want sci-fi, Fifth Element. I have like the Fifth Element Collector's Edition.
Men in Black.
Yeah, like some of those movies, like say the first Matrix, like whenever we first watched the Matrix, that was the shit.
Yeah, it's so good.
Going back and watching it,
I don't know, it holds up to me today, even today.
Yep.
Riddick, any of the Riddick movies, all of them were so good.
Well, I'd say Pitch Black was definitely the first intro to Riddick. It was super cool.
I really liked Chronicles of Riddick. I think it was the third one in the series.
Yeah. I mean, I like the whole series, but
third one. Pitch Black was the first one, and then there was the animated one, which was the second one, and then there was Chronicles of Riddick.
I mean, Blade's not really sci-fi. I mean, it's vampires. It's more like fantasy.
I would say,
it's more like action fantasy.
Yeah, action fantasy. Yeah, I would agree with that. The same thing with like underworld movies. Like those are
action fantasy. Sci-fact?
Sci-fi fantasy.
Maybe fact. Yeah, I still wouldn't put sci-fi in there. When I think sci-fi, I think technology, space,
science,
multiple worlds. Like 13th Floor. Was it you that needed to go watch that? Did you ever watch 13th Floor?
No, I didn't.
I couldn't remember if it was me and you or me and Gert talking about that. 13th Floor is a not so well known, really good sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I do have that on my list of movies to watch.
What, 13th Floor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess it was me and you talking about that.
I don't think we were, but I have heard about it.
Well, because at one point we were going through movies.
Yeah.
Cube.
Yeah.
I can't think of Cube. What is Cube?
Babe.
I know, like, let me move this over here. The Platform isn't a sci-fi movie, but that's a really good movie. But we're going to get off track with that. Cube. Is it the Cube?
Kick-Ass. I mean, I guess I would consider that a sci-fi movie, I suppose.
What? That's just superhero
Well, yeah,
fantasy.
okay, yeah,
Again,
superhero movie, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like Blade. I mean, it's also a comic character, but
Yeah. So
what
okay,
is?
what's in your top 10 here?
Oh,
So
it's
we know
just
Event
called
Horizon
Cube, 1997.
and
I don't think I've seen or heard of Cube. Canadian science fiction horror film. Interesting. A man awakens in a mysterious cube-shaped room. He enters another red-colored room. That is interesting. I might have to look that up. In fact, I'm gonna add that to my movie list. Yeah, see, it's already ahead of you, Ben.
yeah.
It's very, very rare to actually add a movie to my list. Where is it? There we go.
Man, I'm trying to think of what I would put in my top 10 list, and it's difficult.
What, top 10 sci-fi?
Yeah.
You can't even think of one?
No, I can think of
Oh.
plenty. I'm just trying to figure out how I would order them.
So I feel like Star Wars as a group, it's just
Yeah.
the Star Wars movies. Boom. There's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't like
I
those
think,
lists where they're like, oh, Star Wars 4 is number 2 and Star Wars 5 is this.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just Star Wars.
There are better Star Wars movies than
Yeah.
some are definitely better than others.
Well, Cabin in the Woods isn't sci-fi.
I don't know. I definitely think the new Dune movie would fit in there somewhere for me.
Yeah. Dune is good sci-fi. Especially, well, if you know all about Dune, it could be an amazing multi-series movie just like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Heavy Metal had a movie? I didn't know Heavy Metal had a movie. Is it your favorite sci-fi movie? Some 1970s heavy metal movie? Let's see. I got 1981 heavy metal.
1981. That's probably the one. He said maybe 80s.
Canadian adult animated science fantasy anthology film. It's got John Candy in it. And Harold Ramis. I swear I just saw him on something. It's Harold Ramis. Seems familiar.
Oh, Inception would definitely be on there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
I think I'd probably put Transformers on there.
Yeah.
Oh, Gattaca. Did you ever see that movie Gattaca?
Gattaca?
Yeah, Gattattaca. Gattaca.
1997. I don't think so.
So Gattaca,
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke and Jude Law, dude. It's really good. It's about you are basically the world is a society where your job is dependent on your DNA, right?
A genetically inferior man assumes the identity of a superior one in order to pursue his lifelong dream of space travel.
Yeah. So like it's this the movie's just basically about him, tricking all of these DNA tests that they have to do to so that he gets access. Like for example, like when he goes into the building, he's got does a Eon Flux, good one. They do like a fingerprint scanner and they do like random piss tests, and so it's like he's navigating this on how to keep up the disguise of this other person. You know.
So I would like to put Serenity on there, but to me, Serenity is just the extended last episode of Firefly. So it's like one long TV episode.
Yeah. I think I'd probably put Tron up there.
Tron?
I liked Tron. I really enjoyed the movie. And like Starship Troopers.
I mean, Starship Troopers, I mean, it is sci-fi, but to me it's more comedy.
Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's
it's
like an action sci-fi comedy, but I don't know. To me, my top 10 sci-fi is going to be more like serious story sci-fi.
Yeah, sure, maybe.
Isn't the island like the King Kong movie? What is the island? Anybody? Jason?
I don't know. I think it is the King Kong movie, but I'm not 100% sure. The Halo movie? I
don't even think I've seen the Halo movie.
Yeah, I haven't heard any good things about it.
No, the island is definitely not the King Kong movie. Interesting. It's got Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
A man living in a futuristic sterile colony begins to question his circumscribed existence when his friend is chosen to go to the island, the last uncontaminated place on Earth.
Oh, what about Independence Day? That's something that we hadn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great movie, but I wouldn't put it in my top 10 for sci-fi because it doesn't offer a lot of sci-fi.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, I suppose.
Like it, yeah. I mean, it is aliens in space, but
there's like iRobot.
Yeah, not in my top 10. I do love iRobot though; it's pretty good. Watched it multiple times.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the? Is it Serenity where they go up into the blimp, or is that a different? Or no, that's not Serenity. Alien Flux, right? That's where they go into the blimp.
Flux. Yeah. Okay.
Just making sure I had the right flashes in my brain here.
Yeah, they go up in the blimp and they try and get the memories back.
Yeah. I was trying to think there was another movie like that. I mean, there's things like the Maze Runner and stuff, but
yeah, but I don't know if that's top 10 material, like just based around all of the different. I mean, you've got to compete with like Star Wars and the Star Trek movies and Blade Runner and fucking Terminator and Matrix.
I guess I really want all my top 10 sci-fis to actually be out in space somewhere, somehow, even if it's a little bit. Like,
yeah,
I think I could. I don't know what the Kelvin timelines is, unless you're talking about the new Star Trek movies. But yeah, I would definitely put like those 3 new Star Trek movies into the top 10. What the heck is Shelby doing?
I have no idea what she's doing.
It looks like she's showing somebody something on Discord. I don't know. The random things the wives do.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, do we want to move on to the next list, or do we have more to add to the sci-fi top 10?
Yeah, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so this next list that I have is top 10 best video games of all time. Now, this one I could probably do a 10 list pretty quickly. But okay, so let's see what the website says here.
Yeah, let's go off of theirs first. We'll see if I agree with any of them.
Number 10, Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask.
Never played.
No, what?
The only Zelda I've ever played is like the regular Nintendo Zelda.
Oh my god!
And like,
I don't know. I don't know if I told you, but my cubicle is Legend of Zelda themed. Like I only have Legend of Zelda stuff in my cubicle. It is my own little slice of Hyrule. um, number 9, Red Dead Redemption. Number 8, Super Mario Galaxy. Number 7, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Number 6, Super Mario 64. Number 5, oddly enough, Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 4, Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I would agree with that. Number 3, Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
really?
Number 2, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And number 1, Minecraft.
For
So
one,
I'm
how
gonna
the
pick
fuck is
this list.
Super Smash Brothers gonna get on there twice?
Yeah, I'm
Top
picking this.
10 games of all time, and you
Yeah,
got Super Smash Brothers twice? Like, come
I'm
on.
gonna pick this list apart, dude.
Now, I will say, as far as widespread popularity and whatnot, yeah, Minecraft hit the world like a plague.
Yeah, this is true.
I have personally never cared for, but I really don't care for any low bit games. Like we've discussed that before. It's
Yeah.
funny though, that whole top 10 list, I've only ever played like one. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, again, as far as like Mortal Kombat goes, or several of the things on that, again, I would say just Mortal Kombat in general, not any particular Mortal Kombat. Same thing with Smash Brothers. I mean, Smash Brothers did
Yeah.
do something that, nobody else did before, which was, nice to mesh that together. Mario 64, as somebody that's been playing games from Atari to now, I feel was a pretty solid turning point in like a 3D open world RPG.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about that until you named it on that list, where I'm like, man, you're right. Like that kind of made everybody step up their game when it came to that kind of open world concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, Age of Empires. I mean, to me, all those games, I don't know, those would never hit the top. Sims, yeah, Sims has made its impact, kind of like Minecraft.
Yeah.
There's hardcore Sim fanatics out there, and it's been around forever. From the original Sim City, which, God, when did like the first Sim City come out?
God. Long time ago.
Yeah, and like GoldenEye, yeah, fuck you, ask anybody that's an our aged group. GoldenEye is going to be in their top 10.
Yep. Yep. All right, you want to hear my top 10?
You get the whole top 10. Hang on.
I got my
First, the
top
first
10.
SimCity came out in 1989 in February, by the way. And the SimCity 2000, the one that I grew up in school with, was dang it, I just had it in the last. Oh, there we go. No, where'd it go? 1993. There we go. That's the one that was on like every like school computer.
Yeah.
SimCity 2000.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. All right, so what's yours?
All right, so starting from number 10 to number 1, the order is flexible.
Did you have this
but
like ready already?
no, I just put this together. I told you it was going to be easy. Okay. Number 10, I've got GoldenEye. Number 9, I've got The Witcher 3. Number 8, I've got Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 7, I've got Fallout New Vegas. Number 6, Final Fantasy 12. 5, Halo 3. 4, I've got World of Warcraft. 3, I have Super Mario 64. 2, I have Elder Scrolls Skyrim. And number 1, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
So I don't think I'd put a WoW in there. To me, WoW's when I think top video games, I'm thinking of like standalone game, not MMO. But even that being like, I've probably put more time in WoW than I care to admit.
Yeah,
But
I mean that's like
but it's still
that was
not
kind of
even in my top 10 because I'm thinking of like more standalone games.
yeah.
But I'm also thinking like games that I could see myself playing 50 years from now on some emulator.
Yeah.
So like one game that I was a fan of as a kid, still a fan of now, really wish they would make a comeback with like a remake, is Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh, jamming.
Like that's gonna be in my top 10. I don't really have an order for my top 10, but if
Yeah.
I just had to throw some out, Pikman, you mean like Pikman?
Oh, Pikmin.
Well,
Yeah, Pikmin is awesome.
he said like an abbreviation. So, but yeah, Toe Jam Earl
Or
instantly
Pokemon.
gets throws. Oh,
Talking
Pokemon.
about
Okay,
Pokemon.
maybe.
Pikmin
Okay.
or Pokemon.
Say because Pikman, I'm pretty sure it's Pikman. Pikman, I think was the game.
Yeah, it is.
Or no, Pikmin.
Pikmin. Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yes,
Yeah.
sir, dude. That's an honorable mention 1000%.
Yeah. There's a lot of like, I mean, granted, part of that might be, and you were mostly there too, but me and Garrett like lived on the 64. That was like our
Yeah,
prime
I mean, in my
gaming
opinion,
time.
I was gonna say, in my opinion, like the best gaming console of all time is the Nintendo 64. Like, as far as like just great fucking games, like it doesn't get better than the 64.
The God of War series is really good too.
Yeah, especially the new ones. Oh,
That's what's funny about your list. Probably 70% of your list I've never even played.
missing out, man. Missing out.
I mean, you could say that, but I mean, there's so many
Now-
games out there, like, which is funny because ironically today, me and Super Duper talking about how many games get released every year. And in 2022, Steam released like 10,000 something games. So it's
Yeah.
like, you'd be like, oh, you're missing out. But dude, there's 10,000 games a year. I'm not going to play them all. All right.
Well, you also have to keep in mind, right? Like, they count releases as like indie developers
Well, I
that
don't-
like, 2
I'm
people know about.
just
You know,
saying.
that's a game release.
Just say, you can't say I'm missing out. Like, as long as I'm playing games that I enjoy, I'm not really missing out on anything.
Well, I mean, I mean, if you've never played them, then you don't know if you enjoy them or not. So you are missing out, quite literally.
Yeah, but as long as the time I'm playing games is being enjoyed, then I'm not missing out. Now, if I was just not enjoying my time, then I would be missing out. I mean, I just look at you're always going to come into that. People are going to have games that they love, just like how I got 10,000 hours in Ark, and other people got a couple hundred. Just,
Yeah.
you never know what is going to give you the most enjoyment.
Yeah, I
mean-
mean, I can definitely see you putting Ark in your top 10.
Yeah, probably. But if I had to throw together a list right now, it'd be like Toe Jam and Earl, Ark, Dead by Daylight. I kind of want to just say like Nintendo 64 in general.
Just any 64 game.
Because I mean, even things like I got to the last boss on Banjo Kazooie. That's another great game
Yeah.
that not a lot of people are familiar with. Oh yeah,
I fucking
Turok 64.
Turok, yeah,
I
dude.
mean, GoldenEye, Conker's Bad Fur Day. I almost
Ocarina
beat
of Time.
all
Majora's
of
Mask.
Super Mario.
Yeah.
Or not Super Mario,
64.
just Mario 64. God, I'm trying to think of the other games on the 64. Yeah, I mean, I put hundreds, if not thousands of hours into the 64.
Yeah.
But that was also like, that was my prime time. Like, that was when I was like, junior high to high school was like 64. Like that was when your mind is fully developed into playing more complicated, challenging games. And I did that pretty much all the way until I joined the army. So I mean, it's kind of hard for any 64 game to not be a favorite of mine, or like Duke Nukem 64.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
man, like, so and that's kind of the same thing with Warcraft, where it's like, yeah, I mean, I put, God, I think the last time I did like a whole account played, it was like 2 years of playtime between all my characters. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, of course that's going to be up there as far as a game I've enjoyed the most, as far as the most time I've enjoyed it. Sure, that's going to be up there. Is it a game I can see myself going back to in 50 years? Probably not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've been playing it this long.
Yeah.
How many years now since
But I'm saying
vanilla?
I'm not going to pick up an emulator to play Warcraft. Right?
You're not gonna need to.
I will pick up an. Yeah, I'll still be there. I'll be on expansion 2000. But I meant like, I'll pick up an emulator when I'm retired and play Toe Jam and Earl. I'll pick up a 64 emulator and play some old school 64 games, but I'm not going to pick up an emulator and play fucking Warcraft.
Yeah.
And it's almost kind of the same concept with Ark. Like, I probably wouldn't go back and play Ark specifically, but that's what I would just say survival games like that are in my top 10.
Sure,
7
yeah.
Days Empyrean, Space Engineers, Ark. Like, I look at that as a genre in my top 10. I'm probably not going to go back and play any of those, but I'll definitely continue to play those the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, like, looking at my top 10 list, like, I made a list of, like, my favorite, like, video game soundtracks of all time. And a lot of the games in my favorite games are also in my favorite soundtracks. But the order is different.
I have
Like,
0 game soundtracks. I usually have the music turned off. What? Dragon froze. Hello. Well, all right. I guess it's just me for a little bit until he gets back and we get to watch his face. So, yeah. Anybody else have any top 10 games to throw out there? What about you, Shelby? Animal Crossing, top 10. Frozoned? What the heck is Frozoned? Is that from The Incredibles? Frozoned. Game? Are you saying he's for? See, your typo made me think you're talking about the name of a game. I'm literally looking up Frozoned. Oh, yeah, wait. The Disney one, Dreamlight Valley? Even after you got hit in like a hard wall of nothing to do? Man.
I don't rightly know what happened there, but my PC just suddenly shut off.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Apologies.
Do what?
I said apologies.
Hey, good thing you got that SSD, right?
That's right, yeah.
Back.
Yep. Speed is key. But yeah.
Oh yeah, we're talking about the soundtracks. I was saying, I couldn't even tell you what music any of my games have because I almost always have the sound or music muted.
Oh man, I tell Shelby all the time, and I give her shit about it. It's like, if you're not listening to the music, you are losing out on like half, if not more, of the experience of the whole game.
Well, and again, some of that comes down to like I don't really play single player games, and I'm typically playing like on my survival games. I'm typically playing PvP. I don't want distractions. I want to be able to hear what's going on around me.
Sure.
And then like Warcraft, again, I'm primarily a raider. I need to be focused on the commands and the fight and deadly boss mods. Like, I'm not listening to the dang music.
Yeah, but you're playing your own fucking music in the background.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, because, like, for me, it's like a lot of the same games on my top 10 list are also on my, soundtrack list, but the order is different. Like, my favorite game of all time and forever will be is Ocarina of Time. But in my opinion, it doesn't have the best soundtrack. In my opinion, the best game soundtrack of all time is The Witcher 3.
Yeah, and I've never played like any of the Witchers.
Oh,
My
dude,
wife's played them all. I've watched her play several of them, but I've never played any of them.
they are fantastic.
Which is also why I've never seen the TV show.
You don't need to. You don't need to play the games to see the TV show.
Well,
will
I
tell you
know,
that.
but I'm just saying that's why I don't have like a general desire because I've never even played the game.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely fair.
Speaking of games and TV shows, did you ever hear about or know about shit Defiant or
Defiant.
Defiance? Who's Defiance?
It sounds familiar. It's a movie.
It's a TV series
Okay.
and it's a game, and they were going to release. They were going to progress the game with the TV show, where it like release content with each episode. It's so I knew like in the last 10 years.
2013, the game came out.
Yeah, the TV show came out at like
TV
roughly
show
the
came
same
out-
time.
Yeah, 2013, and it ended in 2015.
Yeah, it didn't get far.
Okay.
It was just funny because we're talking about The Witcher, and it reminds me of that because it's like they were trying to, do something crazy, but they weren't accounting for like the hardcore gamers that'll dedicate their life to a video game.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we're gonna give you 10% of the content, or release 10% more with each episode. But the problem is, you're just gonna have nothing to do for 6 days while you wait for the next content to come out.
That happened to me recently, actually. I got a game called Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
And I mean, I knew it was an early access, but what I didn't know is that they only released it for the early access like 10% of the game. So I like plowed through the early access of the game in like 4 hours. And when I realized that there's only 4 hours of content in this game and I just spent $70 on it, I was pissed. I was like, you're telling me I've got to wait another month and a half before I can continue playing this game?
Well, that's like Shirley's favorite game over there, Dreamlight Valley. They released that, and like within like 2 weeks, you're like, oh, I'm done. All right.
I mean, kind of, I guess. I mean, that's a little different.
I mean, just the same concept of like running out of things to do in a quick period of time.
I mean, I played Dreamlight Valley on release as well, and I haven't even gotten past like the first like wave of content yet. So
Really?
really,
Well, the wife had like nothing to do in like 2 weeks.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Shelby can testify differently, but I don't know. I think that's different. That's to me the same vein as like Animal Crossing, where you could spend unlimited time in the game and never truly run out of things to do.
So what about the story behind Tetris?
Yeah. Enlighten us.
Because weren't they really releasing the... No, I swear I saw something about like a movie or something, or a TV show or something.
Isn't Tetris like actually like spaceships, like aliens?
Oh yeah, the movie Tetris. It's coming out in 2023. I thought I saw like a preview about that or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a whole movie. Either coming out or already coming out. Oh no, it came out on March 15th. Yeah.
Interesting.
On Apple TV.
Add it to the Plex.
I have to find somewhere to buy it. Hmm. Have you already watched that movie, Garrett?
I would assume so.
Was it? No. Well, yeah, now, but I'm talking about like last like September. I thought it was like there was like some resource that you just like there wasn't enough to get. Like the wife like gathered it all, and then you had to just wait till the next week to get a little bit more and a little bit more. So like she couldn't really make any progress until just waiting till next week.
Hmm.
Tetris movie. How do you make money off of a game created where everyone owns a part? Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing about the history of Tetris or anything. Oh, you saw a TV show about it. Ben said there was multiple documentaries under or anything until I saw like the movie trailer or something or notion about it.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. That looks good. I mean, I watched a documentary about like professional Tetris players, which I thought was pretty cool. Like Tetris tournaments and shit. That shit's insane.
Tetris from Russia with Love TV movie. The story behind the fiendishly addictive game, a tale of high stakes, intimidation, and legal feuds. Set against the backdrop of Cold War tensions between the East and West. Jeez. It's back in 2004. So yeah, there's been several things about it. Call ourselves gamers, and we don't even know. And then there's the Tetris Murders TV show, TV series. 1 season, only 3 episodes. Involved with the development of... the guy that was involved with the development of Tetris was found dead alongside his wife and young son. California, the homicide investigators were the first on the scene of the haunting crime. I don't know if that's like based on a true story or something or what. It doesn't really...
fabrication.
Yeah, it doesn't really say... Oh, here we go. Yeah. Investigation Discoveries 3-part documentary series, The Tetris Murders. Man, there's all kinds of shit about Tetris I don't know about. I'm going to start downloading them all and watch all this Tetris stuff. What is this one's called? The Tetris Murders. That must be the one Garrett's talking about because that's the only TV series I could think of or find. Let's see. Tetris and Tetris Murders. Bam. Added. At some point in time, we'll have another discussion about this on the next stream.
Yeah. Well, moving on to the next list, we have top 10 funniest stand-up comedians.
And now you're talking about only on their stand-up.
Yes.
Hmm.
So, number 10 is Jerry Seinfeld. Number 9, Gabriel Iglesias.
Wow. Surprised he's number 9.
Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
Number 7, Chris Rock. Number 6, Eddie Murphy. Number 5, Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Number 4, Richard Pryor. Matt Rife. Matt Rife is pretty funny. Number 3, Dave Chappelle. Number 2, Robin Williams. And number 1, which I actually agree with, George Carlin.
Yeah. I mean, George Carlin's definitely in my top 10.
No.
I can't recall if I've ever seen Robin Williams stand up.
Oh, man.
Like I might have as a kid. And because I know
Sam Kinison, yeah. I
definitely
mean,
like Dave Chappelle.
this list is I agree with it with the exception of like two or three people. One of them being Bill Hicks, another being Louis C.K., and another being and that's it. That's just
What?
those two.
You don't like those two?
It's not that I don't like them; it's just I wouldn't put them in my top 10.
Wait, Bill Hicks isn't who I thought he was. Who am I thinking of? Maybe I'm thinking like Bill Engvall or something.
Yeah. I mean, but there's like so many. There's Bill Burr. I mean,
Bill Burr. Maybe that's what I'm
there's
thinking of.
Jim Gaffigan. There's Jim
Yeah.
Carrey. There's Daniel Tosh. There's
Yeah.
Jeff Dunham. There's Lewis Black. There's fucking Jeff Foxworthy. Like Steve Martin. Like, oh my god.
Bill Burr, definitely one of my like top 10. But I do like Louis C.K. And then who's the guy that talks about like Hot Pockets?
Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, I love some Jim Gaffigan too.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd probably replace Bill Hicks with.
I'd replace him with either of the other Bills.
I'd probably replace him with Jim Carrey. And I'd replace Louis C.K. with
Kevin Hart.
Bert Kreischer.
I like Kevin Hart's stand-up too.
Yeah, Kevin Hart is funny as fuck, but I don't know if he has a. Yeah, I might put him at 10 and swap out Jerry Seinfeld because Jerry Seinfeld's a little before my time, I think.
And then you got like Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah, you got
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Some of these, I'm looking at just a list of like a lot. And some of these, like I used to listen to an iHeart radio channel of like best comedy and whatnot. So you just get like little clips of
Cat
all kinds of
Williams,
people.
dude.
Cat Williams.
Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
George Lopez. Bernie Mac.
George Lopez, man.
Larry the Cable Guy.
What I love about George Lopez is like growing up in South Texas, a lot of his hits everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, you remember.
Yeah.
That's
One of my personal favorites, he's not honorable mention for me is a guy with the name of Frank Caliendo.
I want to say that sounds familiar.
He's he's still like on TV now, but he's like a sports analyst, so he's on like a college sports talk show. But he's an impressionist, and he's just funny as fuck, dude.
Got Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, Aziz Ansari. You've got John Leguizamo.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot of stand-up either, though.
He did a couple. You got like Dane Cook, like old school Dane Cook.
Yeah. I did always like Dane Cook.
Yeah, I mean you've got Carlos Mencia, but Carlos Mencia was written out because apparently he plagiarized 90% of his stand-up routines.
A lot of these on here, like I see a lot of them, but I'm like, I mean, I've heard some funny clips, but like Patton Oswalt, Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
There was one that was on like Netflix as like the elder millennial. Who was it? It was a woman.
Let's see.
Oh, Eliza.
Yeah. Schlesinger. Yeah, she's funny.
Yeah, I watched almost that entire
You
special.
got guys like Joe Coy. Have you ever seen Joe Coy's stand up?
Joe Coy.
Jokoy. Joe Coy.
Doesn't look familiar.
Man, he's on Netflix. You should watch him next time you're on Netflix. He's funny.
I also haven't heard of the guy that y'all are talking, or we're talking about. Matt Rife.
Matt Rife. Yeah. So he's a new comic. He just came onto the scene.
Oh, I've seen him on TikTok.
Yeah, he's on TikTok a lot.
Okay.
He's funny as shit, man. He's so good. I definitely don't think he deserves to spawn on a top 10 list quite yet, but he is funny. I'm considering going to see him when he's in Houston. He's doing a tour and he'll be in Houston this year. I
Born
might go
in
see him.
1995. Man,
Yep. Yep.
making me feel old.
Yep.
Yeah, so I have him. I have seen him on a few TikToks, but Cat Williams though. Yeah. Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle, man. Like I don't think I've ever laughed more than those two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A lot of these shows like that are getting ridiculous. Like Gabriel Iglesias is like making a tour to like all the casinos and stuff in
Yeah.
Oklahoma, and I'm like, man,
It would be cool to go to, but
yeah.
it's so expensive.
There was something else that I want to say was like so maybe it was like Shania Twain or something recently. It was like coming through, like a one time only tour, and it's like, yeah, like $200 a minimum a pop for like the nosebleed section.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
Well, that's like George Strait tickets at the rodeo. It's like,
Yeah. All just to watch somebody sing for a little bit.
we ready to move on to the next list?
Yeah. What do we got?
All right, next list: top 10 best ice cream flavors.
Ooh.
Okay, this one's gonna be good. All right, so number 10, according to the website, Neapolitan. Number 9, coffee. Number 8, Rocky Road. Number 7, chocolate chip cookie dough. Number 6, strawberry. Number 5, just cookie dough. Number 4, vanilla. Number 3, chocolate. Number 2, mint chocolate chip. And number 1, cookies and cream.
So
Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to impose a rule for our subjective lists and make it only Bluebell flavors.
I mean, I'm always a what's it called? Not vanilla. The other vanilla.
Homemade vanilla?
Is it just homemade vanilla? Yeah.
Yeah, Bluebell has 2 vanillas. They have homemade vanilla and then they have like the vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Vanilla bean. I love a good vanilla bean. I mean, real quick though, outside of Bluebell, my like favorite ice cream I've ever had in my life was from Grindstone, Michigan, a little ice cream shop where they made black cherry ice cream.
Ooh.
Had like fresh black cherries in it. Bluebell ice cream. I mean, one, I'm not really a big ice cream person. Whenever we do get ice cream, we typically do just get vanilla. And just like the wife will put chocolate on hers, I'll just eat it as it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we go out for ice cream, like we go to the Brahms here in Oklahoma, they have like seasonal flavors all the time. And I'm usually a sucker for like the seasonal flavors. Like I like getting like eggnog flavor in the wintertime. And
Yeah.
but honestly, like if I'm gonna go get like a frozen treat, like I'm gonna get like the frozen custard instead.
Yeah.
Like even ice cream. I'd almost just sooner get like a frozen vanilla chocolate twist frozen yogurt more than I would like scoops of ice cream.
Now when you go to Ritter's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But cookies and cream, I mean, if I had to pick an ice cream, I mean, that is one that I could probably eat all the time.
Yeah.
Like if that's where, well, yeah, no, I'd say that. I probably still would put like vanilla bean as number one. Like one that'd be like my go-to. This is the last favor you'll ever have on earth.
Yeah.
I think, all right, vanilla bean. Cookies and cream, probably a solid second.
I'm putting my list together here. I'm almost
Death by chocolate.
7 so far.
Is that a flavor, or are you just saying you really like chocolate? So you said bluebell flavors.
Bluebell flavors, yeah. Stretching shit.
Ooh, dang. Now there's some flavors I'm seeing online that I'm like, yeah, if I had these options, they'd probably be on my list. Oh, what about bluebell sherbet? Does that count?
Yes, it does.
Hmm, man.
All right, you ready for my list? I've got it.
Sure, butter pecan is always good.
All right. I'll start with my top 10 list here.
Oh, well, hang on real quick. Back to that coffee flavor that they had as like number 9. Actually,
Yeah.
I think that was one of the ones that was like a seasonal one at Brahms or something. And I was actually surprised that I actually really do like coffee ice cream. Like, it's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
So what do you get?
So I got number 10, I got cookie two-step. Number 9, I've got pistachio almond. Number 8, I've got it's a rotational seasonal flavor called Tin Roof. It's really good. It's vanilla ice cream with chocolate sundae sauce and roasted peanuts dipped in like a dark chocolate flavored coating. It's so good. Number 7, I have banana pudding flavor. Number 6, I've got the Bluebell's Rainbow Sherbet. Number 5, Rocky Road. Number 4, Cookies and Cream Cone. Not just regular cookies and cream, but cookies and cream cone specifically. And then number 3, I've got Butter Pecan. Number 2, Millennium Crunch. And number 1, just good old homemade vanilla.
No Dr. Pepper float, huh?
I did get the Dr. Pepper float, and it was very good, but it does not have a spot on my top 10 list. I didn't get as much like Dr.
Garrett said
Pepper
the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't get as much Dr. Pepper as I wanted. You know, like it was barely there. At least in my opinion.
There was something else that was like a float or cream. Wasn't there like a... I don't remember. It might be that ice cream. I thought we had some other discussion about a float product or something. I can't remember what it was, though. Did we just talk about something the other day that was like a float flavored product?
Maybe. I don't know.
It might have been that ice cream. No. I always kind of question them anything that's like, float flavored. And I'm like, how do you really get the float flavor? Like,
I did make a float with the strawberry Dr. Pepper, and it is beautiful. It is so good. Yeah, that's the bomb.
Me, I don't even think I can make a top 10 because like I'm pretty much just definitely couldn't. I mean, I could throw one together off a Bluebell, but I would probably just throw things like top 10 ice cream in general. It would be easier for me. But
yeah, well, let's do it. Let's hear it. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, vanilla bean from Bluebell's still my number 1.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like cookies and cream from like Bluebell, but then I also just like any like a multiple berry mixed custard.
Yeah.
Those what are they called? They're like bombs or something. They're the banana and fudge ones.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like the rocket pops.
Yeah.
But they're like
called a
banana and
bomb.
fudge.
Yeah, it is called a bomb
Yeah,
pop.
bomb pop. Yeah, bomb pop.
Yeah, but the banana fudge one, like those are always
those are
my
good.
favorites.
Those are good.
Is it the strawberry shortcake bar?
Yeah, I like the strawberry. I mean, if we're talking about just like ice cream products, then drumstick takes number 1. Just the regular old vanilla drumstick. And then number 2 for me, if we're doing like ice cream products, it would be something that Bluebell did that they don't do anymore. They have it in the ice cream pints now, but they don't like have the actual product anymore. But it's their cookies and cream cone.
Hmm. You said that was on your top 10. You said,
yeah. But because they have it in like a ice cream pint now, but they don't have like the actual cones anymore. Dreamsicles, yeah, definitely in my top 10, 100%. Top 3 probably.
Yeah, pudding. Well, I don't know about pudding, but I was thinking fudge bars, fudgesicles.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
fudgesicles. Yeah, and then you've got honestly, you got to go with the classic, like what are they called? Freeze pops. Just the little fucking plastic sleeve with the flavored
Nah,
juice in
if
there.
I'm going those, I'm getting the Italian ice ones.
Well, but I mean, I don't know, man. I do like the Italian ice ones, but you just can't go wrong with the freeze pops, man. You really can't.
I actually have a case of the Italian ice ones in the kitchen.
You go get me one.
Yeah, what flavor you want?
Lime if they have it.
I think no, they have melon, orange cream, pineapple, blue raspberry, and lemon. There's no lime one. There's a lemon.
Okay,
though.
I'll take okay, blue raspberry then.
Yeah. All right,
Cool.
I'll eat one for you later.
All right, appreciate it.
Otter Pops. Yeah, fuck that. See, I don't think I could ever go back to Popeyes or
Yeah,
Otter
Pop
Pops.
Ice. Yeah, Pop Ice. That's the one I was looking for. Pop Ice. Yeah, those are the best.
Nah, I'd rather have an Italian ice one.
Yeah.
There was one other though that was a. God, I want to say it's like sunshine or no shine.
Oh yes, I know which one you're talking
But
about.
they're the no sugar added ones.
Outshine. The Outshine. They're called Outshine. I know exactly what you're talking about. Those are good. The strawberry ones are amazing.
The no sugar added ones though.
Yeah, Outshine.
They're just as smooth as like the we're just talking about. God dang, Italian ice. They're like just as smooth as Italian ice.
Yes, they're like sherbet on a stick.
yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, I like those a lot too.
Dang, I didn't realize they had it. Kind of. Yeah, I didn't realize they had another pack here I've never seen before. Black cherry, strawberry, kiwi, and mixed berry.
Yeah.
I've only ever had the original flavors. I mean, it's $6 for 12. I mean, 50 cents a piece.
I'll sit down and eat like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, so why? But still, it's only 50 cents a piece. $1.50 dessert compared to like going to get custard. I mean, shit. You also look at the cost of Bluebell. Shit's like fair. It's like $10 for a half gallon nowadays.
Yeah, but it's a half gallon of ice cream.
Yeah, but when you're eating a quarter of a gallon at a time,
that's fair.
Like a man. Well, anyway, what's our next top 10 list?
Our next top 10 is best fruits of all time.
Ooh.
This one, I think there's going to be some contention on this one. So the website says for number 10, peaches.
Mm.
Number 9, raspberries. Number 8, pineapples. Number 7, oranges. Number 6, bananas. Number 5, grapes. Number 4, apples. Number 3, mangoes. Number 2, watermelon. And number 1, you want to take a guess at what number 1 is? That's you or anybody in chat. Let's take a poll on what number 1 is.
I'm trying to remember what's been listed. Cherries?
Cherries was not listed, no.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like a fruit people get all the time. Cantaloupe or honeydew or something? Or...
Shelby says strawberries.
Oh, yeah, strawberry. That wasn't listed. Strawberries is probably it because you do a lot with strawberries.
Yeah, it is strawberries. Number 1 is strawberries. For me, I think strawberries kind of err on like the bottom of the list for me.
Nah, I could always eat some good strawberries. And that's how I gauge this list. Like, what's a fruit somebody could offer you that you wouldn't turn down? Like at any given moment.
Mango.
See, I don't know. I gotta be like in the mood for mango. I don't want just mango anytime. Now, kiwi is another good one. You get you a nice, good, ripe kiwi. Really tasty. Recently, though, as of last year, we started getting black diamond watermelons.
Mm.
Oh, dude. I could sit there and just eat a black diamond watermelon until I get sick off of it.
Oh yeah.
Plums, yeah, that's another good fruit that I don't have very often.
Grapefruit.
I do like, well, see, I like grapefruit juice. I really don't, I like to eat grapefruit, but I don't like putting forth to work to do so.
Yeah. So I've got my top 10 list. You ready for it?
Sure.
All right, number 10, I got coconut. Number 9, I got raspberries.
Like raw, fresh cut coconut, or
So, I mean, yeah. Well, okay, so it depends. Well, it really doesn't depend. I like coconut in general, but if I have to be specific about what kind of coconut, there is a specific like phase in the maturation of a coconut where instead of there being like water and liquid in the middle, there's like an actual like center. And the center is like super sweet. It's like where most of like the coconut flavors like come from is the coconut heart per se, and so that's just awesome.
so. Garrett, another spoons. I got you some for Christmas.
So number 9, raspberries. Number
Yeah,
8,
coconut's a fruit.
yes. Number 8, I have guava. Number 7, I've got kiwi. Number 6, I have plum. Number 5, I've got watermelons. Number 4, I've got grapes, frozen grapes, mind you. Number 3, I have cherries. Number 2, pineapple, and number 1, mango.
Now, just regular cherries or black cherries?
I would just say cherries in general. Black cherries, whatever, just cherries. Count. On the list, they are separate, but
See, I don't mind grapes, but grapes would definitely not be highest on my list of like. If I had my pick of just in their prime fruits of any kind, grapes wouldn't be on. I don't even know if they'd be on the top 10. If I had to go and pick 10 fruit to have right now, I don't even think grapes would be on there.
interesting.
I'd definitely
I
go
like
with
grapes. I only like grapes if they're frozen, though. Like, anytime I buy grapes, they go directly in the freezer.
only good for eating at
It's
the store.
good for eating at the store. Now, okay, have you had the cotton candy grapes?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't really like
those
cotton
are
candy though.
banger. Oh, so good.
It's just crazy that they do taste just like cotton candy.
They're the best grapes ever.
No, I like black cherries, strawberries, kiwi, banana, the black diamond watermelon, pineapple. Trying to think of like other. Trying to think of like out of like I really like a nice ripe sweet pear, like
Yeah, good.
like
pears.
whole pear, but it's hard to
Yeah.
find a ripe, juicy, soft pear that you're not eating like a hard apple. Same thing with like peaches. Like it's hard to find like a perfect, super, juice all over your hand and face peach when you take a bite into it. But that's kind of a problem in general now. Like, well, at least if you're buying, stuff at like the grocery store, like it's hard to find it like in season at the grocery store. Now, if you go to like I was saying, where we get the black diamond watermelons, it's an actual like fruit stand, like a tent they put up starting in May until like the end of July and August. You can get any fruit from there, and it is the best fruit. Pine berries? Like a pine cone?
Well, okay, so these black diamond watermelons, they don't have like the streaks on them. They're just like solid fucking dark green.
Yeah, almost black. Yeah.
Interesting.
The hell is a pine berry? It looks like a white strawberry.
See, you say tagine, I say chamoy. I only like cantaloupe if it's like smothered in chamoy.
Now, speaking of cantaloupe, though, we got a cantaloupe from that fruit stand. God, I didn't know cantaloupe could taste that good.
Okay, pine berries. Yeah, they're the white strawberries.
Yeah, smaller than a common strawberry. When ripe, it's almost completely white.
But it tastes like pineapple? Really? That sounds good. I'm gonna have to see if I can find some of those.
Yeah, so red seeds and a pineapple-like flavor. Interesting.
Interesting.
Didn't even know that existed.
Okay, so that is all of the lists that I have pulled up here. Do you have any lists that we want to go through?
I mean, yeah, I get it, Garrett. But if somebody offered you some pine berries, would you be like, "Nah, I'd rather go find a pineapple"?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I mean, just saying.
We can talk about top 10 favorite chips of all time. And it's a little relevant to one of the chips I have here at my desk right now. I got one of Lay's new flavors. It's actually really good. I got Lay's BLT sandwich.
I've seen those, haven't tried them.
They're pretty good.
I still say one of my favorites they ever came out with was the biscuits and gravy one.
Dude, my all-time favorite chip of all time is one that Lay's came out with. It's their chicken and waffles.
It's picture Garrett walking by on a sidewalk and be like, "What's this hanging from the tree? Let me take a picture of it, see if I can eat it."
That's real life. That's not a joke. He does do that. he'll text me or dad and be like, "Hey, can I eat this?" And just send us a picture. What the fuck is that?
Need to eat one of those wild corn dogs.
That's real shit.
You ever seen those videos? No?
Maybe.
Oh, you should look that up. Look up eating a wild corn dog.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. The cattails?
Yeah.
And they like explode.
Oh, man. Horse apple. Yeah, the cattail's been. Am I wrong? What? Maybe I'm forgetting what a horse apple is.
I will say definitely one of the chips that'll go in my my top 10 list. Probably in my top 5.
Oh. Those things. Are those even edible? Let's see. Is it edible? Here we go. Edible.
I don't know. I think
Horse
it's a
apples
seed.
are generally considered. Horse apples are generally considered inedible by humans and most animals, including horses. The size of the fruit has caused livestock fatalities from choking. Sir, I don't think you should be tricking your kids. Jeez. Yeah, it's like an Osage orange, according to the article.
Yeah.
That's like what are those little brown balls? Dang it.
So
No, not those. What am I talking about?
there's a horse apple tree. Fruit colors greenish yellow. It is very tart until it ripens. Good for cooking and baking.
Even thinking of sycamore seeds. I think that's what it is. Sycamore seed balls. The other messed up thing to try and get somebody to eat. Yeah, it does look like a
Oh
durian.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was. Dang. What is that fruit? Crap, we saw it on like a cooking show or something. It's like a, well, maybe it is a durian. I don't know.
It's
There's a
durians. Durians are extremely smelly.
there's some fruit that's a giant fruit that produces like little like orange slices almost. I want to thought.
Yeah, you might be thinking of jackfruit.
Jackfruit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the one.
Jackfruit is really really popular in vegan cooking. Like it mimics. You can cook it in a way that it mimics like the look and texture of like pulled pork and shredded chicken perfectly.
Ever since I watched some videos on jackfruit, I want to try it.
Yeah, meat substitute. It is used very heavily as a meat substitute.
Just
I
crazy.
can send you some recipes. I've got some. You can make like vegan pulled pork. It's actually pretty good.
Out of jackfruit.
Yeah, yeah.
That just sounds nuts.
Well, because like so it comes out like the little orange slice, and you can shred it. Right, it shreds just like shredded chicken or pork. And so when you cook it down and you season it right, the texture is like spot on.
Where'd you even get a jackfruit jam from?
Yeah, that's a good question. That actually sounds good.
I mean, I'm sure you could just order some, but jackfruit jam, sugar-free jackfruit jam. Look at there.
Oh man. Farmers market, yeah.
No, well, makes me wonder, like, where the heck did they get it from? Like, it seems like something you would have to like go out of your way and order some jackfruit to make
or you just
jackfruit jam.
grow it and then make it.
Dude, you can buy jackfruit in a can.
Yeah. Yeah, you can buy it at a lot of grocery stores nowadays.
In Houston, sure.
Well, yeah,
I'm getting that shit up here.
that's fair.
Get lucky if I can find standard fruits here.
Looks
Wanna,
like we've got 10 minutes left.
we
Let's
need to find a way to like get a jackfruit to our next like QuakeCon DreamHack get together. Let's bring an entire jackfruit.
I can get one. I can get one probably. I can get one right now if I wanted to.
Right now at 10 o'clock at night? Where are you going to go get a jackfruit at 10 o'clock at night?
Well, if it give me like take away 30 minutes, I could have gotten it because the store closes at 10.
There's a jackfruit. Just one jackfruit. Oh, man.
Yeah, the chips. So yeah, I agree. The hot mustard Doritos, way too much horseradish. Way too much.
I think you were talking about those when I talked about those like super powerful salt and vinegar ones, right?
Yeah, I love those though.
Nah, these were like, I love salt and vinegar chips, and I couldn't eat those. I'd eat like 4, and I have to take a break.
It's funny. We talked about that before the DreamHack trip, and I picked up a bag of chips at the store to like for the road trip to Dallas, and I picked up some kettle cooked salt and vinegar, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this
Well, that's what these were. They were kettle cooked, but I swear they had like, if you take like say, you've had salt and vinegar Pringles, right?
Yeah, of course.
So like one of these kettle chips was probably the same amount of salt and vinegar that like 10 Pringles had.
Bring it on.
No,
I'm all about it.
It was like eating my tongue raw.
I'm all about that shit, dude. I love
I
that.
don't know, man. Me and the kid both love every form of salt and vinegar we can find. We even have like the salt and vinegar seasoning to put on our fries.
Did you ever look up that Wrap Snacks one that I told you about?
Yeah, we looked at the wraps, and yeah, they were just expensive.
Yeah, you need to get you some, dude.
I do agree with Ben, though.
Dill chips.
And it's funny about dill pickle chips. The Larry the Cable Guy dill pickle chips.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, he has his own chip brand. They're typically in like, like the grocery store have like that one
God.
shelf of like really off-brand stuff that it's like not even with all the other products of similar products.
Yeah.
Like that's where the Larry the Cable Guy chips go. Like
Interesting.
they're
I've
not
never
even
seen Larry the Cable Guy chips before.
yeah, like they're not even in the chip aisle. They're in a whole nother aisle by themselves with the miscellaneous stuff that yeah. But it was also like this place called Atwood's, kind of like Tractor Supply down there.
Yeah.
And like they sold them there. And it was just
We went to an Atwoods when we were in Oklahoma with you. I remember I bought that case of Dad's old fashioned root beer.
yeah. But yeah, that's where you can find like Larry the Cable Guy chips. But it was just funny that he brought up the dill pickle chips, and those are probably one of my favorite dill pickle chips. Was the Larry the Cable Guy ones?
Yeah, I think HEB. So my number one favorite chip of all time right now that I can actually like get is it's an HEB brand, and it's cheese puffs, but it's ghost pepper
Hmm.
cheese puffs, and they are fantastic. They're so good.
So Larry the Cable Guy is from Nebraska, but moved to Florida when he was 16, and still lives in Florida. So no, he's not from Oklahoma.
Larry the Cable Guy chips. Let's take a look. I don't even think I've ever even seen these. Yeah, no, I've never even seen them. They've got biscuits and gravy, jalapeno pepper, barbecue ribs, buffalo wing, cheeseburger, chili cheese fry. God damn, tater salad.
Yeah, it's all kinds of random shit.
Supermodel butthole crunch tater chips.
Jeez.
I don't think that's a real one. But past the darn ketchup,
Everything but the kitchen
but
sink.
the kitchen sink, buffalo wing and blue cheese.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, fried dill pickle.
He's got mac and cheese too. Apparently, he has mac and cheese and like hamburger helper style dinners too.
Yeah, he's got his stuff out there making his money on the side.
What the hell? Where do
He's got corn muffins.
I get these?
He's got like a hamburger helper kind of thing. Like, yeah. He's got seasonings.
You can get them at Walmart. What the fuck? You have to order them. They're not in any of my stores, but what the shit?
Blowing your mind over here.
I've never even heard of these. Can't get them on Amazon.
But yeah, he's everywhere. Not everywhere. He's all his products vary. Is what I mean by that.
Oh, I can get 2 boxes of spicy chicken batter. Larry the Cable Guy.
Well, there you go. What more do you need?
Oh yeah, Ayers. Let's talk about Ayers for a second, dude. They've got a roasted corn flavored potato chip that tastes exactly like roasted corn. I found they had a roasted corn like popcorn flavor that was really really good too.
They got an Old Bay seasoning.
Yeah.
Cheese fries. Creamy
Ayers,
ranch and habanero.
Ayers is one of the few brands that like what they say it tastes like. It's what it tastes like. Like
they even have some name brand flavors like the Grill Mates Montreal steak and Smokehouse maple.
Yeah.
I think I've seen the sweet corn one.
It's so good.
Ketchup. Salt and pepper chips, man. Salt and pepper chips are actually really good.
Oh yeah, dude. Potato chips. Let's see. They've got baby back ribs, chili cheese fry, ghost pepper,
honey sriracha.
Yeah, horseradish and cheddar, which actually sounds pretty good.
Well, anyway, before we get deeper into the chip conversation, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
And save some more topics for next week. I need to remember to post our Google form on the Twitch to reference people too. But until I get that done, y'all can always just message me. Most of the people in here have my number or a way to get in touch with us. You can always suggest a topic for the next week or following week. We'll add it to the list, throw it in somewhere. Until then, just like the Nightbot just conveniently posted, we do offer 3D printing. For every $5 increment of donations of whichever way you choose to donate, you get entered for a monthly drawing for free 3D printing. Or you can just reach out to us to donate for directly for your own individual 3D print. You don't have to worry about trying to win.
Yep.
And all the money we get goes towards our nonprofit for veterans to give them free 3D printing. And yeah, that's what we do. Free 3D printing for veterans by any means necessary, even if it comes out of our own pocket.
Yep.
And until then, we'll see y'all next week.
Yep.
Dragon, yep.
Yep. Make sure you follow us on all social media. Follow the Twitch page if you haven't already. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook. Join our Discord chat. All the things.
Should have some more pictures from DreamHack getting posted this week too.
Yep. Go to our YouTube. Make sure you like our and comment on our YouTube videos. We post our podcasts right after airing. So if you missed it, or if you know somebody that wanted to watch it but couldn't make it, take them to the YouTube channel. We've got them there.
Yep, and soon to be some more first impression gameplay videos coming.
Yep. I think we were talking at DreamHack about a couple of plans that we're thinking about doing. Goat here is going to do a first impression gameplay of just random games that he has that he's never played before, and then if it's shitty enough, I may play through the whole game.
Just gonna pick the worst one of all and beat it.
Yep. And I'll probably stream those on Sundays. We'll call it Shitty Game Sundays. Yeah, hope everyone has a good night. Thank you for tuning in.
And we'll be back tomorrow for Goat's action-packed stream.
Yep.
Until then,
see you again on Wednesday.
Have a good night.